characterization of him. He has he may have some from the king, which is like a praising or a reward, and he doesn't get what he wanted. And the use of the word king's chair instead of the king's throne may be the actual way of describing the seat of the king, and Kagwa's hasty actions sharply contrasted with the slow and the thoughtful actions of the king. That shows the characteristics of the king, and it depicts the difference between the huntsman and the king. And in the third stanza depicts the reaction of the king to the Gothic story of Kagwa is in a way responsible, as well as it is a bit rude, and it shows the wrath of a king if wrongly provoked. King might have taken Kagwa's statement as an insult, or he might have been looking for an opportunity to get rid of Kagwa because he is a famous huntsman who is capable of killing a lion, and he is a possible threat to the king's throne. It may be the reason to give the death punishment to the Kagwa. And uh, however, this is a lesson for anyone to think before actions. In the fourth and the fifth stanza, the poet stretches out their quest for the skull to show how even truth can be difficult to search and find. And they, Kagwa and the others, searched day and night for the skull. Finally, they found it, and Kagwa was very shocked and bewildered because the skull didn't reply to him. Uh, because of that, the Kagwa was killed by the guards. And the long journey and the silence of the skull heightens the effect and the suspense. And the end reveals the moral of the story. And it was too late for Kagwa to understand the real meaning of the golden words which was told by the skull when they first met. And the use of the simple language directly conveys the idea of the poem, and it also directly conveys the moral of the story. And even though it is a tragic story, it evokes humor inside of us, and it is clear that we should never speak too much. If we do, we will have to face a situation like Kagwas. Thank you.
Thank you, Devigan, for the nice presentation. Now I would like to call K. Barnington to speak about Lahore attack. This was delivered by Kumar Sangakkara at Lord's in England.
Lahore Attack is the extract from the Colin Coverdale lecture which is uttered in 2011. It was uttered by Kumar Sangakkara, who is the main cricket leader of the Sri Lankan cricket team. wants to tell about the tragic moment which every people suffered during the civil war of Sri Lanka for more than 3 decades. But after he had experienced the real violence in Pakistan in Lahore, he realized the tragic and the painful effect of this civil war. First, he starts with he was very fortunate during his life because he doesn't experience any kind of violence in Sri Lanka directly. But in other places, there are many bomb explosion over the years, and mm, some people are in the wrong place and the wrong time. It indicates the lucky effect of Kumar Sangakkara. In Colombo, the hometown of Kumar Sangakkara, he sees people are living a luxury life and detached from the war, and the children went to school and came home, and people went to work, and Kumar Sangakkara played his career cricket. Uh, but on the tragic moment in Pakistan, he knows that there is a terrorism in Pakistan, even though they uh, went to Pakistan to play two uh, test match in Lahore of Pakistan and Karachi. When they first played in the Karachi, and the second was uttered in the Lahore. When they coming in the bus to the stadium of Lahore, 12 gunmen were attacking the bus. uh, Kumar Sangakkara clearly describes about the 5 minutes of tragic violence very clearly throughout the prose. First, he say about Tilan to Sara, which he uttered a joke will later become very true. It is a flashback because the future event is predicted earlier. Yeah. He told that complaining as his back is nearing a breaking point, and wishing to a bomb would go off and we all leave Lahore and go back home. Uh, Not 30 seconds pass, the firecracker going off. The Kumar Sangakkara like firecrackers simile as Kumar Sangakkara compares the two things with usage of like. Uh, the sound of the bullets and the granites is compared to the sound of firecrackers. It clearly shows that the Sri Lankans use firecrackers for their festivals and uh, happy events. And suddenly a shot come from the front and get down. They are shooting at the bus. From this, the climax of the story is starting. Everyone was trying to shelter because they don't have any weapon or shields or protection from the bus. And in the very little place, they hide them in for uh, not getting injuries or even death. Bullet started to burst through the bus like a rain on the tin roof. It shows the poor background of the Sri Lanka because he usually heard the sound of tin roof and when the rain falls all over the country. Then he shows that Mahila was saying that he was shut in the tin, and Paranavidana was shot in the chest and lying down. He also tells that he is out in the first ball and run out in the next innings. It is a terrible incident in this story. It gives us the visual imagery and the auditory imagery here. Uh, in this tragic situation, Kumar Sangakkara creates a humor uh, to change this sad moment into happy. Uh, then Dilshant said to drive the driver to escape from the incident and to the safety place of the stadium. Then they rush out and the paramedics were take care of them and Tilan and Paranavidana taken to hospital by an ambulance. In the dressing room, there was endurance between all of them because they are a mixture of joy, anger, and wrath because they are very angered because they are the victim of the uh, terrorist attack and the government uh, the security of government is very weak in the Pakistan. um, then he realized that the Sri Lankan also experience every day by nearby 30 years the same experience that they had for 5 minutes. For 5 minutes, Kumar Sangakkara explained it for more than 5 paragraphs, but the Sri Lankan experience is for 30 years, so we can't explain it with a book or a novel. Uh, it shows the respect of the courage and the selflessness. Mm, they show his uh, on only physically injured on the shoulder, but not mentally. They were strong because they don't panic or be angry with the government. So they went to their hometown with the air force base of Lahore, and then he Kumar Sankara after 5 years he delivered a speech on the Colin Coverdale Rex, which is for the uh, late great British cricket player Michael Colin Coverdale. Uh, then he shows about the tragic events and about the Sri Lankans in the speech and the spirit uh, of the people and the love towards this cricket of the people and the regards of them to the people who are putting their lives into harm. Mm, in the last paragraphs, Kumar Sangakkara shows about uh, soldier's sincerity in the checkpoint because when the soldier uh, asked about his health conditions, he was saying that the soldiers experience every day, we only experience few minutes, but the soldiers is very sincere and loud cricket, so he told it is okay if I die because it is my job and it is I am already ready for it. But you are a hero, and if you were to die, it will be a great loss to our country. The Kumar Sangakkara was very puzzled and surprised for hearing this mm, and the sincerity of the soldier. The themes of this prose is leadership qualities, patriotism, humanity, and values service. Thank you.
Thank you, Banjan. Now I give the vote of thanks. First, I would like to thank our literature sir, Y. Atchuthan, for giving us this great opportunity. Next, I like to thank all of the students who performs very well. I think all of you developed your talents day by day, and I wish you to do your coming presentations in a very good way. Learning gives creativity. Creativity leads to thinking. Thinking provides knowledge. Knowledge makes you great. Once again, thank you all of you to join us.